Hello students, in the previous lecture we have completed the structure of midbrain and we have started the structure of hindbrain. The hindbrain consists of mainly three parts, that is first cerebellum. This part is called as cerebellum. We have studied the structure of cerebellum and also functions. Now in this part we are going to study structure of pons varolii and structure of medulla oblongata. Now first we will study about the pons varolii. The pons varolii, in short, it is also called as pons. Where it is present, this pons, it is present just below the midbrain and above the medulla oblongata. It is present below the midbrain and above the medulla oblongata. In short, medulla oblongata is called as medulla. Now, the pons varolii, it is a short, thick mass consists of the transverse nerve fibers. It is short and thick mass which consists of mainly the transverse nerve fibers, and these fibers, they connect mainly the cerebrum to the lower parts of brain. They connect mainly cerebrum to lower parts of brain. Now pons varolii, mainly it shows the outer white matter and inside the grey matter. Outer white matter and inside or inner grey matter. So this is about the structure of pons varolii. It consists of mainly transverse nerve fibers which connects the upper parts of the brain, that is cerebrum, to the lower parts of brain. Now it functions for mainly functions of this medulla oblongata. It mainly controls or regulates the respiration along with the medulla oblongata. Respiration or breathing, we can say breathing along with medulla oblongata, and it has pneumotaxic center. It has pneumotaxic center. It has pneumotaxic center. Also, it controls facial movements and the movements of eyeball, and along with this, it also controls the micturition. It controls movements of eyeball and facial expressions, and also it controls the micturition. That is the bladder control, means it controls the micturition, means it controls the bladder. The urination means the micturition. So it is about the functions of pons varolii. Now we are going to study the next part of the hindbrain, that is medulla oblongata. Now see, the last part of the hindbrain, that is the medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata, it is also called as myelencephalon. Myelencephalon. Now where it is present? present, the medulla oblongata is present below the pons varoli, and posteriorly it continues as the spinal cord. Now this medulla oblongata mainly consists of outer white matter and inside grey matter. Inside grey matter. It is formed by outside white matter and inside grey matter. Now the ventricle of medulla is called as metacele. Ventricles, we are going to study in detail all the ventricles of brain. Ventricles of medulla are called as metacele. Now this medulla oblongata, it mainly connects the cerebrum or the brain with the spinal cord. Posteriorly it continues as the spinal cord. Now medulla, the roof of medulla shows the thin non-nervous choroid plexus. This choroid plexus, it is called as posterior choroid plexus. The roof of medulla shows thin non-nervous choroid plexus. It is called as posterior choroid plexus. Posterior choroid plexus. Now this posterior choroid plexus, it secretes the CSF, that is cerebrospinal fluid. Now this posterior choroid plexus, it shows two openings or two foramina. These two foramina are mainly the foramina of Lustica, and second is foramina of Manjari. Foramina of Manjari. So these two foramina, they are present, and mainly here the cerebrospinal fluid, the inner and outer cerebrospinal fluids, they are mixed by these two foramina, that is foramina of Lustica and foramina of Manjari. So this is the structure of the medulla oblongata. It shows outer white matter, inside grey matter. The ventricles of medulla are called as the metacele. Inside the medulla oblongata shows the roof of medulla shows thin non-nervous choroid plexus, which is called as posterior choroid plexus, where the cerebrospinal fluid is secreted. Also it shows the two foramina, that is the foramina of Lustica and foramina of Manjari. So it is the structure. Now we will study the functions of medulla oblongata. The medulla oblongata mainly functions for it is the vital center, means it is center for all the vital activities like respiration, heartbeats, vasomotor activities, etc. Also some non-vital functions like the coughing, sneezing, yawning, hiccuping, these are controlled by the medulla oblongata. So medulla oblongata, it is the main center for respiration, heartbeat and vasomotor activities. So if there is any injury to medulla oblongata, it causes sudden death. So question may be asked in the exam, the injury to medulla causes sudden death, give reason. So what is the reason? The medulla oblongata controls all the vital functions of the body like respiration, heartbeat and vasomotor activities. If injury causes to medulla, all these vital activities stops. So the death occurs. So this is the reason of this question. Now medulla, it also controls non-vital functions like coughing, sneezing, yawning, hiccuping, etc. Okay. So this is the function of medulla oblongata. We have completed the structure of pons varoli and the structure of medulla oblongata and functions of both pons and medulla. So this is about the hindbrain. We have completed structure, that is the cerebellum, medulla oblongata and pons varolii. Now see here, the midbrain, pons varolii and medulla oblongata together they forms the brain stem. The brain stem, it is formed by these three structures, that is midbrain, pons varolii and medulla oblongata.